What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to be showing you how to make the Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach Atrium. This is part 1, and in this one, we're going to be getting the first portion of this wall done, really up to the sub-lobby on either side, along with the elevators themselves. You need the Security Breach lobby tutorial to start this, and also if you haven't done that and you're like, do I want to build this? This is going to be one of the hardest tutorials I've ever done. The Atrium on its own. So, tread cautiously. I guess Poppy Playtime 2 is harder, but, that is besides the point. But yeah, we'll inch through this slowly but surely, and we will eventually get to the end. But anyway, with that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. So as what should have been mentioned in the intro, you do need the security breach lobby for this. If you're building these out of order in any way, like, for example, let's say you have daycare hallway, whatever, that doesn't matter. The only thing you'll need is lobby. I will, as we go through, try to mention which ones you need specifically, because for some sections you won't need other ones. But, I mean, Atrium and lobby are pretty much the two that you're going to need to build off the entire time here. So before we even get anything out, make sure you're in the lobby like I am. And you can do both sides or just one side, it doesn't matter. You're going to punch out, like, a side of the andesite walls on the elevator doors. I'd recommend just punching one fully out so you can go through it and then the other having closed, because it doesn't particularly matter a ton, whether or not they're both open, although you can make them both open. Another side note, you may have some things that are different than me. I didn't take this lobby from the tutorial. This was just the original lobby I made. So, like, if some corners and stuff are weird, just don't worry about that. And the fact that I don't have this side over here. They're not really huge deals, just things I figured I'd mention. You want to start by getting out the following anyway. Cyan terracotta. You might need red concrete. Just if you look at the sides here and see, okay, look, you have these rows of 4 red either side, then you'll be fine. I don't think you necessarily will, but, if you don't have those 4 on either side, then you would. You also need light gray concrete. Light blue concrete. What is this stuck on? Literally the air, whatever. Skulk. Paintings. Sea lantern. Where? There. Polished black stone button. Block of coal, and we'll go andesite walls. So as we do this, you want to be on the outside of the lobby, and we're going to do both elevators simultaneously. I'm just going to do this real quick. You want to, that was so weird to see. You want to take either side here, and the red concrete rows directly on these sides of the elevator. You're going to take the bottom ones, and you're going to go diagonally out and towards you with a light gray concrete from both sides. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am for the most part. Now then extend each light gray towards you by 4. And then I go toward you diagonally in with a light blue concrete on either side from there. Between those light blue concretes, I'm going to place andesite walls. Either concrete type you will extend up with 3 light blue concrete, specifically. The andesite walls just leave alone. What was I gonna say? Oh, what was I gonna say? There was something important. These are the elevators, I guess. I'll just mention that. They're all the same other than the ones that are diagonals, and I feel like some colors change sometimes. But for the most part, I think they're the same. Also, you can absolutely do pixel art in certain cases. I'll explain more about that in a sec. I'll extend either andesite wall up by 2 and then place light gray concrete on top of it from there. But again, the one that I opened halfway, I'll do the same on this side as well. So you can go through it. Underneath the andesite walls or the gap where they would be, you'll place block of coal. And the remainder of the elevator floor is in line with those blocks of coal, and it's cyan terracotta. We'll do ceiling glass so we don't block off that one elevator that doesn't actually have an opening. Nice. You'll, from this point, take either side, and in the elevators, you want to... Actually, if you look at each door, you want to... It would be to the right half of the walls when you're looking at them. The center one, you'll place a polished blackstone button on the concrete. That should be at eye level, hopefully. like so. On the two sides where the elevator is 5, you'll take this bottom row of light blue, which is, you know, above the light gray. And on the second and fourth light blues, you want to place 1x2 paintings. Preferably they're different. I don't remember which ones are which in this elevator. I have it to where it's like almost a checkerboard pattern. So like this one would be the night dude, and then this one would be Mario. I don't have the horse because the horse didn't exist when I made these elevators, which is weird to think about. You can do pixel art for these. We actually were going to in this map, and then that kind of just fell through because, well, that's a lot. I'd also try to make sure you match the paintings. I don't think I did. I inverted them, didn't I? Yeah. That is fine. But, yeah. You can essentially literally just look up the posters on the internet, and then, especially if you're on computer, it's a lot easier. You can download the image and then set the resolution to like the amount of blocks you would need for a pixel art area and do it that way. If that doesn't make sense, just ignore it. It's not really that important, but it is something that I was trying to do with, I guess, Mazer size poster mainly. And obviously you would need 2 because it's a 1x2. Anyway, for the ceiling, it's entirely Skulk a block above this, except for between the 2 paintings on these sides, like, you know, a block inside and above, you'll place sea lanterns, like so. And again, everything else is Skulk. And that's the elevators, and that's the preparation for the atrium. Now, this is where it gets bad. When I say bad, I mean extremely complicated and annoying. So, get ready. Because I know I'm not. So, you can clear your inventory and get out the following. We're going to also make both elevator, like, entrances here. Andesite. Red concrete. Black concrete. Light blue concrete. And cyan terracotta. That should be all we need. As we go about, we're going to be doing pixel art as we go, just so we can get it out of the way, because doing it all at the end, like I feel like we did for the lobby, is just a bad idea. We're doing them all simultaneously. You want to take both elevator sides, and the bottom light blue on either side of the doors here, you'll extend out with 2 andesite. If you're looking at the andesite, you'll do the following pattern. You'll extend either one up diagonally out by 2, up 1, up diagonally in by 3, and they should connect, in theory, like so. It's kind of a weird circle, but gets the point across, so. It's also absurdly asymmetrical, but it's fine. And again, you want to make sure that it is too thick. It should be, or this should be the same as it is on the other side. Just, obviously some minor things change, but in general it is the same. I'm going to bring the light blue concrete from the, like, back wall of the elevator just kind of out to fill in the remainder of this space. Like so. I'll bring the block of coal for the floor out with 3 cyan terracotta. So we'll stick 1 further than the andesite. That's kind of cool, actually, to be able to see the lobby through the elevator doors. I don't know why there's elevators here, by the way. Like, they literally don't do anything in the game. They should have probably just removed them and had a normal door, but, I mean, you know, whatever. I'm going to place on the ends of each of these andesites an additional red concrete. Oh, okay. Well, not an additional red, just a red concrete. There's no additionals because we didn't have any originals. On the top, you have 1 red concrete. That doesn't make more sense later. Like, you have this top row here. On the very sides here, the furthest right and furthest left, you'll extend this red concrete out an additional row, which is left and right. I guess just left or right, rather, on both elevators. You kind of can't see that, but you want to rectangle or square this off. So essentially, if I take the end rows of red concrete here, I'll extend down by 2 and then connect in. And then I think it'd be up by 3, actually. Yeah, up by 3 and then connect in. And just fill in the remainder of the space with red concrete, except for the very center, because you want to be able to walk into the elevator still. I hope that one was obvious enough, but, you know. I guess if you're not familiar with Security Breach, I respect you for building this if you're not, but you wouldn't particularly know that, although I guess the fact that we made a door there would be a good clue. Anyway, that's enough kind of sarcasm. You want to another block. Well, actually, no, we're not going to do it that way. Just place black concrete around the outer edges of the red, which is really just the left, top, and right. Not the bottom, because, again, we don't need it on the bottom. Hopefully that one was obvious. Not really. And then you'll extend the black concrete towards you a row. And then it's time for a whole lot of numbers, like more than one number. So buckle in. This is not symmetrical either, so in case you needed another step to annoy you, you want to connect the bottom black concretes, this front row, together with red concrete between the elevators. If you're looking at this, we're going to go to the left first, and this will end up being the front of the atrium at one point, but for now we're calling this the back just to make our life a little easier. So right to the leftmost black concrete and extend it to the left with 9 red concrete. Extend forward diagonally left by 2. Left. Forward diagonally left. Left 2. I just realized the locator bar is on again. Forward diagonally left. Left 2. Forward diagonally left. Left by 24. Then back diagonally left. Left by 3. Then back diagonally left by 2. Left with a cyan terracotta. I'll then get out gray concrete and go back diagonally left with a gray. Extend it up by 6. Go left 3. Forward diagonally left. Left 4. Forward diagonally left. Left 3. Then again down by 6. Then you'll go left with 2 cyan terracotta. Extend either of them towards you by 1. And then you'll take the back left cyan and extend left with 2 red concrete. Forward diagonally left with a red. You'll then get out light blue wool and go left with a light blue wool. Forward diagonally left. Left 2. Forward diagonally left. Left 2. Forward diagonally left. Then left with a red. Forward diagonally left again. Left. Forward diagonally left. Then 4 diagonally left again, this time with a cyan terracotta. I'll extend it left by 1 and then do cyan toward me by 1. And that is to, what's it called? The daycare sublobby. Sublobbies are not going to be part of the Atrium quote-unquote series here. They're going to be their own, probably individual parts. I don't know if they're going to be multi-parts each. We'll see, but yeah. Now to do it all over again, but ever so slightly different, and I think it goes further on this side, but I could be wrong, I don't remember. Because I think there's like some weird curve with the wall to where Feather Blast sub-lobby starts further back than the daycare one. Anyway, from this furthest right black concrete, this will start fairly similar. You want to extend right with 9 red concrete. Then go forward diagonally right by 2. Right. Forward diagonally right. Right 2. Forward diagonally right. Right 2. Forward diagonally right. Right by 24. Then you'll place 2 cyan terracotta, each extended forward by 1. You'll take the back right cyan and extend back diagonally right with a red concrete. Right 2. Forward diagonally right. Right 2. Forward diagonally right. Right 2. Forward diagonally right. Right 2. Then you'll place 2 cyan terracotta extending right, each brought forward by 1. You'll then take the back right cyan and extend to the right with 5 red. Go forward diagonally right. Right 3. Forward diagonally right. Right 2. Forward diagonally right. Right. Forward diagonally right. Right. Wow, the shadows don't exist. Then you'll go forward diagonally right by 3. Forward. Forward diagonally right. Forward. Forward with 2 cyan terracotta, each extended left by 1, and we're still not done. You'll take the back right cyan and extend right with 2 red. Then go forward diagonally right. Right. Forward diagonally right by 2. Forward. Forward diagonally right. Forward 2. Forward diagonally right. Forward 2. Forward diagonally right. Forward 8. Then you'll go forward with 2 cyan terracotta, each extended to the left by 1. That is the back half, not even half. That's the back line of the atrium before the sub-lobbies even start. So, yeah, that's a small portion of it at the pretty much the kind of rate that we're going here. I want to do the pixel arts and get really all of them out of the way immediately here, and then we can bring up the red and cyan once those are done. We will start with the Freddy head on, or like the Freddy wheel on both sides here, which are these flat rows of 25. I'm going to move the gray concrete forward and just switch it with the light blue concrete, so it's red, black, and then gray all in an order, or in a line, whatever. And I'm going to find the center of the row of 25 on both sides, and I'll extend that center red up by 1. It should be somewhere around here. You'll have 12 either side. 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and yep, I will just check to make sure that this is also 12, which it is, and then I'll do the same on the other side. It is pretty easy to look from above and kind of find it. Like, whoop. Nice. The more you do that, the more you get used to it, trust me. You'll then extend up with a black concrete and extend it both left and right by 2. And again, we're doing both sides at the same time, so this will be a lot of extra flying, but I don't feel like explaining it twice. You'll then go up diagonally out by 3 on either side, and then up by 4. One, 2, 3, 4, and then the same on the other side of this one. Oh my goodness. That's not the right. There we go. You'll then, let me make sure that's correct. Yeah, okay. You'll go up diagonally in by 3 from either side there, and then you'll just connect together. And it should create a kind of bad circle, but I mean, it's a circle. So, I guess the only way you would make it better would be take one off either row of 5 and put it coming off of the rows or the 1 diagonals, but what do I know anyway? Off of specifically the bottom, you want to take the middle 3 black concrete on this bottom row and extend up with a gray concrete, and then the center gray you'll extend up by 1 again. It's hard to make out, but once you place the 3, you'll know if you're not centered because you'll be touching a side. But it should look like this. You'll then place a... I'm going to do a little bit here all at once. You want to place a black concrete on the center gray there. Extend left and right by 1. Then from either side, you'll go up diagonally out 1. Up by 2. Up diagonally in by 1 and connect together. Alternatively, you can actually also place gray concrete on those outer corners to create a square. And that looks very odd, actually. But yeah, you want to do that on both sides. So what I'm going to do over here instead is I'm going to place that row with 3 black, gray either side, up with 3 black on either side, and then a gray, and then I'll connect the grays together with more black. I want to take the top grays, and I will extend them out with a black concrete on either side. In addition, the top row of 3 black, I'll bring the center one up with a black concrete. And you can kind of start to see the Freddy head maybe shape up. It's not a good Freddy head, but You can kind of make out some of it. So you got the actual head, you got the ears, you got the hat. In the center of the little middle square here, you'll place a black concrete at the bottom center block. In the middle row going up, you'll place a black concrete at the left and the right. And it's kind of hard to see because we don't have it filled in, but you'll make up, or that shape will get made out a little bit better once we are filling in the walls. But we're not there yet, so we're not worried about it. What I'm going to do is take the corner gray concretes, these four, and I'll extend them just diagonally out with a gray concrete. And each one should end up kind of tucking itself into a corner of the wheel, like so. These wheel logos are the death of me, genuinely. There's so many in the Pizzaplex. And they're all varying sizes, so I can't use the same design more than once, pretty much. The rows of 3 on the middle circle square thing here, you're just going to extend out with gray concrete until it reaches the direct center of the outer edges. It's 2 on the left and right and 1 on the top, and the bottom is already obviously done. And that's the Freddy head with no filler. And when I say no filler, I just mean the red concrete isn't there yet. But we're not worried about that yet because it doesn't actually matter. What does matter is more pixel art. So we have 3 posters to make, and then it's just a whole lot of filling after that. We're going to go right to left with them, so we'll start with the Chica poster, which is just to the right of the elevators here. It's somewhere in this area. We can actually start with this one diagonal here, but clear your inventory first and get out the following. Magenta concrete, smooth quartz blocks, cyan glazed terracotta, cyan wool, stripped birch wood. I think logs would work, but it doesn't particularly make a difference to use them. Magenta terracotta, pink terracotta, gray concrete, and light blue concrete. Because of the amount of materials we need for this poster, we're going to have to go across the bottom row by row rather than vertically, which is a bit unfortunate, but because I generally like working vertically because I feel like it's quicker. But if you take the elevator here, actually no, we will start with this one diagonal. Just to the right of the elevator, you have this flat row, and then you'll have this one singular block here. You want to place a magenta on it. Going left and following the trajectory on top of the red, you'll place 3 magenta. That should be concrete, by the way. 2 smooth quartz, cyan glazed terracotta, and then 2 magenta concrete. You can already get rid of the cyan glazed terracotta, and I'm gonna get out pink concrete, I think will be the next thing we would need. Not entirely sure. We'll go left to right for each row rather than right to left like we just did. So starting from this block, you'll go over and you'll place a magenta concrete, cyan wool, magenta concrete, 2 smooth quartz, and then 4 magenta concrete. Next row, going left to right, it'll be magenta terracotta, magenta concrete, strip birch wood facing left to right, 3 smooth quartz, 2 magenta concrete, and then a magenta terracotta. Next row, magenta concrete, cyan wool, magenta concrete, smooth quartz, magenta concrete, smooth quartz, magenta concrete, magenta terracotta, magenta concrete. That really was every other. Crazy. Next row, magenta terracotta. Where am I there? Magenta concrete, strip birch wood, again sideways, pink terracotta, magenta concrete, pink terracotta, 2 magenta concrete, and then a magenta terracotta. Next row, magenta concrete as the start, then cyan wool, smooth quartz, light blue concrete, 2 pink terracotta, and then you'll go magenta concrete, magenta terracotta, magenta concrete. Next row, you'll never guess where you start with, a magenta terracotta. Then you'll go light blue concrete, strip birch wood, gray concrete, 2 pink terracotta, smooth quartz, 2 magenta terracotta. Next row, magenta terracotta, cyan wool, light blue concrete, pink concrete, 2 gray concrete, smooth quartz block. You'll want a green concrete here, right? Let me just make sure that it's concrete. Yeah, it is. And then it'll be a magenta terracotta. I'm going to place this green concrete now. I'll just get rid of the light blue concrete and pop that green concrete in its place. Yeah, but we don't actually need light blue concrete again after that, so that works out nicely. Next row, you will go magenta terracotta, smooth quartz block, strip birch wood, 3 pink concrete, 2 gray concrete, and then a magenta terracotta. Wow, I'm so good at placing blocks. Next row, magenta terracotta, cyan wool, pink terracotta. Then you can get rid of your green concrete and get out yellow terracotta and place 1. 2 smooth quartz, pink terracotta, magenta concrete, magenta terracotta. Almost there, 3 more rows. Next one is magenta concrete, magenta terracotta, strip birch wood, 3 smooth quartz, magenta concrete, terracotta, concrete. Next row is a magenta terracotta to start, who would have guessed? Cyan wool, magenta concrete, smooth quartz, pink concrete, and then you'll go magenta terracotta, concrete, 2 terracotta. Final row, you'll start with 2 magenta terracotta, then you'll go a concrete, 3 terracotta, concrete, 2 terracotta. That is your Glamrock Chica poster. It's not particularly great. You'll find that I'm not particularly the most, I do not excel the most at pixel art out of anything I can do in this game. But, you know, the effort is there, so you gotta respect it, I guess. But it could absolutely be better. You can clear your inventory and get out the following: orange wool, orange concrete powder, orange concrete. Is that cyan or light blue? I cannot tell. Cyan wool, red concrete, birch planks, gray concrete, light blue concrete, and block of coal. Again, we're going to need to switch some things out as we go. Also, I'm going to refer to the concrete powder as just orange powder rather than saying concrete, because that's an extra word, and then, you know, that's less confusion. Opposite side of the elevators, again, we're starting from this one diagonal, and since we're going to still be going left to right, we'll always start in this position. So you want to place an orange wool on that diagonal. Then on this flat portion of the wall, you'll go across and place an orange wool, concrete, 2 wool, concrete, 3 wool. Let the pattern begin. Going left to right, you'll start with a orange wool, cyan wool, and then the rest of the rows are the same as the previous one. Next row, it'll be 2 orange powder, red concrete, orange concrete, orange wool, orange concrete, orange wool, and then 2 orange powder. Saying just orange powder is so weird to my brain. Next row, you'll go orange wool, cyan wool, orange wool, 3 orange concrete, orange wool, orange concrete, or orange powder, my bad, and then orange wool. Next row, you'll go orange powder, orange wool, red concrete, orange concrete, birch plank, orange concrete, gray concrete, birch plank, orange powder. Next row, you'll go orange wool, cyan wool, orange concrete, 2 birch, light blue concrete, gray concrete, block of coal, orange wool. We'll right now get rid of the block of coal and get out smooth basalt. We won't need it yet, just might as well get it out now. Next row, you're going to start by placing 2 orange powder, red concrete, birch plank, light blue concrete, gray concrete, 2 orange concrete, and then an orange powder. Next row, you'll go orange powder, cyan wool, orange concrete, and then the rest of the row is the same as the previous one. Next row, you'll start with an orange powder, then an orange concrete, then red, orange, still concrete, gray, orange, 2 red, and then an orange powder. Next row, you'll start with an orange powder again, cyan wool, orange concrete, birch plank, smooth basalt. That's a weird sound. Birch plank, 2 orange wool, and then an orange powder. I'm going to get rid of the smooth basalt, and I will get out smooth quartz blocks. And the next row, I'll go orange wool, orange powder, orange wool, smooth quartz blocks, light blue concrete, smooth quartz, orange wool, orange powder, orange wool. Before we move on, I'll get rid of the smooth quartz blocks and get out crimson signs, and I'll pop a crimson sign on either smooth quartz block. I can then get rid of those and preemptively get out black concrete. And for the next row going across, I'll go 2 orange powder, orange wool, 3 orange concrete, orange wool, 2 orange powder. The next row is almost the same as the previous one. The only thing is, so the orange powder and wool are brought up by 1, and then you just want to leave the 3 orange concrete alone for a second. The left and right orange concrete you'll bring up with an orange powder, and then the center one you'll bring up with a black concrete. And that's your Freddy pixel art. Looking spiffy, not really, but, you know. So we can do the sun pixel art, and then we'll fill up some walls, and we'll maybe consider doing this doorway, because there's a pixel art over that one as well that I would love to get done, but we'll see about that. I'm not entirely sure. But then again, we could just do the pixel art. Heading over to the light blue wool that's already ingrained in the floor here, you want to get out the following. Let's see if we have enough to go vertically this time. Light blue wool, smooth quartz blocks, light gray terracotta, birch planks, orange terracotta, oak planks, red nether bricks, yellow terracotta, and red concrete. I think we can go vertically, yes. So the furthest left, this row will be a little bit taller. That'll make more sense later, I swear. Actually, I guess it won't be. It technically is, but it also isn't. It's weird. Like, there's a couple blocks, so it would be shorter, but we're just going to make them all the same height. I thought that was not just a row, but it is just a row. You want to extend this furthest left light blue wool anyway, up with a light blue wool. 6 smooth quartz. Light gray terracotta. Birch plank. Light gray terracotta, and then 4 light blue wool. Next row over, you'll go up with 2 smooth quartz, light blue wool, orange terracotta, light blue wool, orange terracotta, light blue wool, birch plank, light blue wool, light gray terracotta, 2 light blue wool, smooth quartz, and then a light blue wool. This row could technically be shorter, as I mentioned, but doesn't have to be. Which is why it's not. You'll then go, next row, you'll do smooth quartz, 2 orange terracotta, 3 oak planks, 2 orange, light gray, and then you would want a stripped birch facing sideways. Can we actually get that? Yeah, we can get rid of the red nether bricks briefly and get out the stripped birch wood. And you'll place a stripped birch wood here facing left to right. You'll then go 2 light blue wool, smooth quartz, light blue wool. Next row, you'll start with a smooth quartz block, Place a red concrete, 2 oak, yellow terracotta, smooth quartz block, oak, 2 light blue, orange, and then 4 light blue. Next row, you'll place a smooth quartz, red, oak plank. You would then want the red nether brick, but we're going to save it for a sec because I want to place other strip birch first. So I'll just place an orange terracotta, and then I'll place a yellow above it. Then I'll break that orange. Then up from there, I'll place 2 oak, orange, light blue, strip birch wood facing sideways, and then 4 light blue wool. Here's where I'll get rid of that strip birch wood and get out red nether bricks and fill that gap as I start the next row here, where I will go smooth quartz. Whoopsies, that's not the right spot. Oh my god, not again. Red, oak, 2 yellow, smooth quartz, oak, 2 light blue, light gray, and then 4 light blue. Next row, I'll start with a smooth quartz, orange, 2 oak, yellow, 2 oak, orange, birch, which is planks now, light blue wool, light gray terracotta, and then 3 light blue wool. The final row, we will start with 4 light blue, orange, whoopsies, light blue, orange, light blue, 3 light gray, and then 3 light blue. And that is the sun poster, pretty much done. You can get rid of one thing and just get out some warp signs and pop them on either smooth quartz block here for the eyes in the center of the head. Not that weird line. Not either the weird lines, actually. You're not giving the cloud eyes, and you're also not giving the text eyes, because that's what the other smooth quartz line is. We can clear inventory and get out the following: red concrete, yellow concrete, blue concrete, lime concrete, black concrete, block of quartz, red terracotta, and cyan terracotta. Where you have the doorway here, the gray concrete arch, if you're looking at it, you want to place red concrete up diagonally back from the gray, which is essentially going to give you this kind of a row over top. As we build later, this will kind of become more evident. The only thing I'm going to do in preparation for later is take the cyan terracotta to the right of the doorway and just extend it back by 1 so it's in line with the gray concrete. Going left to right on top of this red, though, you want to do the following. You're gonna, I guess, place a red concrete. Then place 2 yellow, blue, yellow, 2 blue, yellow, blue, yellow, lime, and then I'll just place 2 red end, which is concrete. Next row, I'll place, going left to right, I'll place 2 yellow. And then for the rest of the yellow and blue, except for the final yellow, I'm going to place the alternate block on. So this yellow will be a blue, this will be yellow, and then, you know, you get the point. Except this end yellow you'll bring up with a yellow. All the next end right with a block of quartz, lime concrete, red concrete. Next row, I'll place 2 red concrete, yellow concrete, red terracotta, yellow, 2 red terracotta, yellow, 2 red terracotta, yellow, black, lime. The first red terracotta here, you will extend up with 2 yellow concrete, the furthest left. The next one to the right, you'll extend up with 1 yellow concrete. And that is we made that in the lobby. Can I see it from here? No, it'd be like in that area, though. It's over the entrance point on that side. It's got like the sign up or something. I forget what it is. Sign up for something. So you want to take each red concrete and cyan terracotta that has not been tampered with, and you want to extend them up by 14. Now you can actually check with the sun poster here. that if you're bringing up 14, you're in line with the top of that. So, yeah, if you have pixel art in your way, you'll end up kind of just bleeding around it almost. So, you want to make sure the top line is just level at all of this. And, yeah, this is the last thing for this part, probably. So, if you don't want to hear me ramble and talk about just, like, the rest of this, then you can move on with your day. And, you know, go, I don't know, do whatever. So... this is a good start, I'm not gonna lie. It's not like a ton, but it's good to get that start and kind of just set the, I guess, the kind of tone of how this will be. Because this is not going to be an easy tutorial. Especially Security Breach in general. I think this is part of the reason I've been so, like, on building it. There's so many weird curves and things that should line up that just don't at the same time. There's a lot of issues with it. So, you know, it's not going to be easy. The lobby was really not that bad. I mean, there were some parts of the lobby that were a little bit weird scaling-wise. But this is going to be a whole other animal from that. This is... Imagine if you took the game station from Poppy Playtime Chapter 2, for those of you who followed that tutorial, and just made it like 4 times the size. This thing is quite large, and... yeah, but we'll hopefully be able to manage it, and... it will take a while, but... really, once it's done, the only other, like, location that is nearly this size would be Roxy Raceway, and I don't think that'll be necessarily all that bad, because for the most part, that's just a square room, or a rectangular room. Even the ceiling is rectangular. It doesn't look rectangular, but it is, I swear. It's one thing I noticed when I was... actually noticed it when I was playing Ruin, because I was looking at the debris of it, and I was like, huh, that ceiling's a rectangle. And then I noticed in Security Breach, I thought it was just like a weird inconsistency thing, but no, it actually... there's like arches that make it look like the ceiling is slanted or curved, but it's not. It's just that the arches are there for fun. So, yeah. But that's enough rambling from that. We'll try to just, you know, take baby step at a time and get our way there eventually, because, again, it'll probably be a good 30 to 40 parts of this. I'm not gonna lie. If... the lobby was 15. It'll be more than that. If... how many did Game Station take? How many was Game Station? I don't remember. It was like... that first segment was 18, I think, and Game Station would have been like 9 or 10 of them, maybe? Something like that. I'm not sure. But yeah, it'll be more than that, for sure. I don't know. But... really, once this is done, I mean, like... getting the rest of the location shouldn't be too bad. Maybe making certain things line up will be, but... Mazercise and Monty Golf already line up, so that's, I think, one of the immediate concerns you would have, and it's been resolved. Although Monty Golf doesn't actually line up with the elevator. It's weird. It used to, essentially, in the original, like the beta versions of Security Breach, it had an actual hallway that led to it, rather than just the elevator. And, yeah, the position didn't change when they removed that hallway, so... anything else that lines up weird? Prize Counter and Superstar Arcade have been... marked, I believe? I wasn't the one who marked them, but they should be marked, so that won't be particularly a huge issue. Because it seems like they'll line up fine. Fazer Blast has been coming along nicely. Roxy Raceway and Saloon seem to line up, but there might be an issue with it. I'm not sure. There was something with the spacing of the bathrooms in the saloon that was not particularly favorable, but that has to do with the way that I'm layering the walls, so I mean, I might be able to fix it or just cry about it. But it was basically, I marked Raceway based on the saloon center. When I say the saloon center, I mean the, like the funny little viewpoint area into Raceway. And it essentially ended up meaning that the door that I would, where the door should line up, it didn't line up. But again, I am very well aware that, whoopsies, I'm very well aware that the actual spacing is wrong on the bathroom sizing because of the fact that I needed to make the bathrooms a different size. Had the same issue in Bakery, but it didn't seem to affect anything in Bakery because they kind of are just there. And I think they got cut off anyway. I think it's like part of it was cut off or something, but it, again, it didn't actually affect anything, so it's fine. And bakery's almost done. I think bakery will be the next thing after this. It'll either be that or daycare, but I just don't like building daycare very much, so yeah, I haven't particularly gotten any further. But daycare hallway would actually be separate from daycare, and I know that's kind of weird, but you'll just have to trust the process on that, because I'm trying to split this up to where we don't have a ton of these kinds of like 40 or 50 part segments. This would be that long, but that is a bit of an exaggeration. But you know, so like, again, for this, like, I'm taking the sub lobbies out and giving them their own little videos, and then whatever else is connected, like, you know, the bakery hallway and whatever is separate. But yeah, hopefully we'll get pretty far with this. I'm not really sure yet what the plan is because of just like where I am in general with all of it, but I'm definitely getting there. It's been slow because Sodom took over and then Backrooms took over from that. Security Breach has never really been my main project, so it kind of just has been thrown behind everything else. But I will, every once in a while, pop in and, you know, build a room or so. So I get a room to mark. Yep, that is grammar right there. The greatest grammar you've ever heard. Anyway, yeah, this will definitely set us up nicely for the next part, which is going to be doing the floor of this area, the, like, balcony line and stuff, which will actually also lead us into being able to do the third floor, not the bottom, I'm sorry, but the, I guess, top floor, yeah, is what it would be, because they line up quite nicely. But we also have to do, or we have to mark the sub-lobbies for that, so yeah, because I don't have the number for the full distance, because that'd be like 200 or something, and I'm not making you count more than 70 if I don't have to. I know there's one number in this that's 68 right now, but that is the longest that I've counted so far. And yeah. The shape looks good. I really never had this isolated like this. Well, I mean, maybe I did, but if I did, it would have been forever ago. But to actually see just the walls here, I think that looks pretty good. I like that. It's very, very windy, but yeah, and again, that kind of gives you just a tone for the sizing of the atrium, because it is, I'd say it's further front to back, but it might actually be further left to right. It's hard to tell. I want to say when I measured it, it was further left to right, but it's pretty close to a square. Anyway. So yeah, again, step at a time. But once you're done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is part 1 of the Security Breach Atrium done. I can't believe I'm doing this. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys did enjoy this video, we will get there slowly but surely. If you follow Chapter 2 of Poppy Playtime, or have been following it, because I'm assuming that's not done yet, this won't be anything compared to some parts of that. I mean, in general, I think it's harder than that as a single thing, but like the amount of effort, this is definitely a lot less than that total map. Anyway, it's enough rambling. With that being said, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Oh man, that's cringe. Bad.